So I watched that movie Life of Chuck. It's based on a Stephen King novel. Was I haven't read the book, and I knew very little going into this movie. I thought this movie was great. I think Tom Harrison is great in this movie, and I will say this: he's not in the movie a lot. So if you're thinking he's going to be like in the movie a lot, he's not. So just keep that in mind when you watch the movie. But I think he gives a great performance in this movie. There's a great dance scene in the movie with his character, which I loved. Paul Hamill, I think, is great in this movie. He also gives a great emotional performance. You love all the characters if you're invested in the characters. Karen Gullah is in this movie. I think she's great in this movie too. And just the whole cast. And it's broke up into like three acts. So the whole story is like Chuck's life in reverse. His deaths. So it starts out with his deaths, and then you see what his whole life was up to his death. And I really love the beginning of the movie where it's kind of like you're not sure what's going on in the first act, where you see all these characters, and it kind of in the world's like ending, and you think, oh, you think the like this is like kind of starts out like in a like an apocalypse type movie where you think like, oh, the world's ending, and then like when you get into like the acts later on, you realize, oh, the world like it's a metaphor. Like the world isn't ending; it's Chuck's world that's ending. Because I love there's a like a moment in the movie with Tisa when they one of the parts of Chuck Light when they show him as a kid, and she like teaches him that about the scene where it's like so, like she puts her hands up to his head and has it be where you have your own little world. So when you see the world end at the beginning, it's Chuck's world that's ending because he's dying, but not the real world that is actually ending. Which I thought that was really interesting, and just how the narrative was set up in reverse in three acts. I thought that was really cool and different. I've seen in other movies, and the story was just very interesting. The characters were compelling. I was invested in the characters, and I was invested in the Chuck character. And the thing I love about this movie also is that it just makes you feel good about the world. Like this is one of those movies where where I think it does a great job of just making you feel like, oh, you know what, the world may be bad at times, but it's gonna be okay. I think that's why I really love about Chuck character is that even if you like know that you know something's gonna bad is gonna happen in your future, or you feel like you will like you have the one part of the story with this girl who just I think her boyfriend just broke up for do a test and she has to dance the scene with Chuck, and I love the fact that it kind of deals with him just like, well, yeah, stuff goes bad in your life, but it's gonna be okay at the end. And I love that message that even when stuff's going wrong, it's gonna be okay at the end, and it just makes you feel good about the world. It makes you, and it's one of those movies you just feel good after watching it, where you're like, it's a positive experience, and I love movies like that where it's really where you can watch the movie and just go like, you know what, everything's gonna be okay. The world's gonna be okay. Even when you have all this crazy stuff going on and you feel you find out later on that Chuck had like a brain tumor. And that you have like the same way he's like living with his Malcolm who's his grand grandpa, and he's living with his grandparents, grandpa and his grandmother, and after he loses his parents, Chuck loses his parents. And you have this whole mystery with this part of the house with the door, and then he like to tell him to stay out of that room 'cause it's locked up. And you realize later on this like there's nothing in there, but the Malcolm was character's grandpa sees like his like future what's gonna like happen, like how is he gonna die? And I love the mess movie just being about like you know to just enjoy life as much as you can, even if you know that your time's up. That to try and enjoy life as much as you can, and that in the end everything's gonna be okay. And I just love the message of that movie. I think this movie just makes you feel good about the world. The dancing scene, I said I love that dancing scene because it's just a great scene where again makes you feel good about the world. There was a funny moment I thought at the beginning with the first act where you think the world's really ending, but it's but you find out later on it's really not. It's just Chuck's world and like what he's created in his head when it comes to people he randomly met once, with somebody he saw, or somebody that says something to him one time. But this is a funny moment at the beginning where you have I can't remember the name of the actor, but Chiwetel Ejiofor, which I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but who's uh who's the ex-wife, Carol Garner, who plays the ex-wife of Chiwetel Ejiofor's character Marty Anderson, and he's like a high school teacher. When he's talking to the parents, and you have one of the guy talking about his wife left him for some guy that she was in love with a while back, that she was with for a month, and they were talking about like the internet going down and all of that, and he like makes a joke about like Pornhub like being going down. And I thought that was a funny moment. Personally, it's like a random moment, but I thought it was like a funny moment at the beginning. It just, again, it's a movie that makes you feel good about the world, and I think the whole cast does a great job. And I love, like I said, I love the Strasser, and it just, like I said, it's a movie that you just feel good after watching it. So I would definitely recommend, go check out The Life of Chuck. It's a movie I highly recommend. And it's a movie I would say is definitely different among like movies based on Stephen King books. Most of the time when I think of like movies based on Stephen King books, I think of like movies out in the horror genre. And this has like a little mystery to it when it comes to like, the beginning and what's going on in Chuck's grandparents' house in that one room. But I would say it's definitely the least horror of like movies based on Stephen King books I've seen. Personally, for me at least. And it's just a movie, like I said, it just makes you feel good about the world, and it makes you feel good after watching it. So I would definitely recommend check out The Life of Chuck. Until next time, movie fans.